Dragon's Dogmas 2 is coming and there's still a lot you need to know. I'm here for it. Hey guys, this is Dark Zone Bridge and today I'm going to tell you 10 things you need to know about Dragon's Dogmas 2, so let's get straight to the point. Dragon's Dogmas 2 is an action RPG that is mainly about hunting. Gigantic enemies reminds it a lot of Monster Hunter, but there are so many details in Dragon's Dogma that it ends up making it very different from Monster Hunter, even making it unique compared to other RPGs starting in the world open, which in my opinion is far from being just more of the same, and the best part was the dragons. Dogmas 2 is 4 times bigger than Dragon's Dogma 1, which was already too big, in my opinion, to help us navigate this huge map we have. Fast travel with carts, but they are limited and don't always take us where we want, and I think this is brilliant because the teleportation stones are ESC fighters having to be used wisely, and we will have to venture on foot, and they know how to make these adventures very exciting and challenging, whether with the quests or monsters along the way, or even encounters with unique enemies that appear in different environments. In fact, one of them is that you are traveling in a cart, and suddenly you fall into an ambush and a monster appears that looks like a troll. I don't know if it is okay, but in my head it's a troll, to be quite honest. I'm looking forward to playing it. I even bought Dragon's Dogma 1 plus the DLC on Steam. It's for R12, so whoever is interested in seeing the first game, go there because it's too cheap too. Dragon's Dogma 1's character creation for me was one of the best in the time it was released, having several types of customizations, and in Dragon's Dogma 2 it seems like it took what was already good and improved it with a chance of exceeding the quality, as people are saying out there, right? And it influences, like, the heavier you are, the greater your resistance, the higher up, the more things you can carry. This in the character creation part. That's what I'm saying too. And now you can choose other non-human races. There's the elf and the feline, right? Or beast, right? Some also call it that, which in my opinion will have an important role in the story. TR in the game, where we can climb and take down giant enemies. New enemies will appear. For example, there is an Ange, right? She can ask you to solve a puzzle, and if you make mistakes, you already know, right? We will be able to cut off an enemy's head and use it as a weapon, bro. It already came to my mind. And PR, you saw what? Oh, and there's also that giant Greek statue, which apparently is going to be a lot of work, and it hit that little nostalgia for Colossi, doesn't it? Even those who have already played it. I personally played it several times. Oh, and even though the trailers show more of the monsters that we already know, for example the goblins, the cyclops, the golems, seems like they learned some new tricks, so whoever played 1, I guess, who will face it in the same way. 2 are wrong. 4, the combats will be more dynamic. Apparently they are really making a greater effort to make the combat much better and interesting, and now you can interact with certain scenarios, such as breaking a dam because of and to cause damage to enemies with a flood, and use enemies as improvised bridges. This is bizarrely timely. In general, I'm sure I'll have fun in battles, whether day or night, where everything is more difficult, and this reminded me of Ring. Okay, right, let's move on to the next one. Vocations. Character creation. It's very important. I'm sure a lot of people will spend minutes, hours, days, no, please, So, but your vocation is what will define your character. Dragon Dogma 1, there were 3 vocations, warrior, the mage and the strider who used the bow and the dagger, and of these three vocations you could actually specialize in others, for example the strider who should have become an archer, a thief, assassin. I confess that it was one of the classes that I liked the most because of the compounds in Dragon's Dogmas 2. There will be new vocations like the spear and also the rag picker, and another one there who does a little bit of everything. Reminds me of a duck, so who knows, the ducks game will understand a little bit of everything, and so far 10 classes have been announced in total, but who knows, maybe they'll come, but at the launch, they could have a surprise. I don't know. They say, we got it here, you guys, now there's going to be something like this here, so leave us with our mouths open. The trick was a big novelty, and I believe it will be a good thing. Challenge, since it won't do much damage and its main role will be to distract the enemies and help the pawns. So whoever chooses to overcome spin will have to study this part of the pawns well, right? Because if you choose random pawns, it won't add much to your gameplay. Via either you will take a long time or you will get stuck in a certain situation. And 6 pawns, guys, the pawns are characters that will help in our game and can be a healer, they can be our tank, they can be our damage, they will be controlled by artificial intelligence, but it has already been said that they will be much more intelligent. I say this because in the first place, they sometimes get a little fussy there. Right, but let's see, everything indicates that it will work out well now. So you can create a pawn at the beginning of the game, right, and as time passes, you can recruit more for your adventure again. Choose wisely. 7. There is only one space to save the game. Yes, I know this is a joke, especially for content creators, but that's it, guys. If you want to create another character, you will have to delete the current one, simple as that, and without crying. 8. For our sadness, there will be no mode multiplayer like in Dragon Dogma 1. The closest interaction we will have to this will be with our pawns. So if you play online, you can choose pawns from other players or even from your friends. Playing offline, you can choose pawns made by the developers based on the rate of frames. Says legend that on consoles it will run at 30 FPS, but the stated target is 60 FPS. For the PC, I won't even go into the subject, because I believe that the PC is not a problem enough to become one of the biggest games of the year. Dragon's Dogma 1 was a little cared for jewel in my opinion, but if you pay special attention to Dragon's Dogmas 2, it will really stand out and get a lot of sales. Dragon Dogma 2 will arrive on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC on March 22nd, and we will be able to choose between the standard edition and the deluxe, which in my opinion is not worth paying more for a deluxe that only gives a few items, but everyone knows the depth of their wallet. It's not really good, guys. If you liked it, leave your like the video, subscribe to the channel to help me grow more and more as a content creator, and also help the channel. Don't forget to leave your comments, and until next time, stay with God. Phallus.